welcome along to our next video. This step is called conversion, and this is the 5th stepping stone, and we're going to be showing you the 3 circles, which is a really helpful tool to share the gospel and be able to tell God's story. So the 3 circles is a really helpful diagram, and it helps you to explain the gospel in a way that's really clear and easy to understand. So the tool you can use in a coffee shop, you could draw it on a napkin, you could use your hands to explain it, but it's a really simple tool that will really help you share the good news with someone that doesn't know Jesus yet. So I really love the 3 circles because for me it helps me to remember exactly the way that God saved us. It's a really helpful tool for me to be able to really easily explain the good news of Jesus. So I once got to share the 3 circles with a student in the middle of the SU, and I was able to draw it on a napkin for him to understand where we come from, what God had done for us, and the way to accept Jesus into our hearts. And so I got to explain that to him, and I got to lead him to Jesus basically in the middle of the SU. And for me it was just so brilliant to know that I had that tool ready to go in my back pocket, ready to use whenever I needed it. So I'm going to explain the 3 circles now, but first I need a little bit of help. And here we are with a whiteboard behind us. So I'm going to take you through the 3 circles, God's story, and I'm going to do it as one flow so that you guys get a feel for it, you get to know the spiel that goes with it. Listen up, because I'm going to ask you to practice this at the end of this film. So we believe that God created a good world, that God had a perfect plan, and that when he made the world, he made it good. When we look around and we see beautiful landscapes, when we see a newborn baby, we know that there's some really good things in our world. God had a good design. But we decided that we could do things better. We decided that we could do it on our own. And the Bible calls that sin. We turned away from God. And that led us into brokenness. We see that there's a broken world all around us. We see the pain in our own lives. We see the war and the strife that's in the world. We know it's a broken world. Now we might try and do lots of different things to fill our brokenness, to try and fill the hole that we have in our lives. We might try and get the best job we possibly can. We might think, once I'm higher up that career ladder, I'll be happy. We might try and fill it with relationships or sex. Once I've been out with this person, I'll be happy. We might even try and use money. Once I've got this amount of money, then everything will be okay. We might even try and use substances. Alcohol or drugs to try and numb our pain and fill the hole. But ultimately, all of these things are like bungee ropes. They take us so far away from our brokenness for a short amount of time, and then they pull us straight back into our brokenness. But God loved us too much to leave us broken. He came to earth as a man. And Jesus died on the cross for us. He took on all of our pain, all of our brokenness upon himself. And then he rose from the dead 3 days later, defeating sin and making a way back into God's design. Now Jesus said, if we turn away from our brokenness and believe that he died for us, that he has a plan for us, and that he did die in order to take our brokenness, then we get to recover from our brokenness and pursue God's plan. We get to have a relationship with God again. Now, where do you think you are in those 3 circles? So now it's over to you guys. Stop the video, grab yourself a piece of paper, maybe practice it 2 or 3 times just to yourself, going through it in your head, and then go and find someone in your group to practice it on. Then why not share it with a friend or one of your people of peace this week? The more times we do it, the more confident we feel in sharing it.